Everybody look at his sign. He just got that neon sign. Look at that.
Oh,
That's
that's
amazing.
glorious.
I love it. That's so awesome. He copied me. I have my Moxie sign. I don't know if you guys can see it.
I did.
And she
before
has
you
her
went
hearts in the background. Colleen has such beautiful themes with how she does all of her decorations back there. She's got Valentine's Day already up. I want to show your
Yep.
background to my husband, see if he gets some hints around here.
Show that baby. That baby's the best background you can have.
She's with
She's
Dad
so
right now.
cute.
She's sleeping.
She is so stinking and the happiest baby ever. So stinking cute.
I may be biased, but yes, I agree.
She is. She really is, darling. She is. All right. Well, let's hold off for a couple more minutes and see if we get any more folks on. Bob, how's your training going?
The new schedule is working out fantastic. I've actually been able to service more agents in the first few weeks than I literally did going office to office to office last year.
Wait, let me get my tape dispenser. Cheers to you. I love to hear that. Love to hear that. And what Bob started putting his training into our CBU calendar, which maybe we'll do a little session on that on one of our future sessions, because it's a great help to be able to have that, be able to forward it. I like the agenda view where you can forward it, say, hey, here's all the stuff that's coming up next week. Join us.
Oh, yes.
Christopher, how are you? I don't see you. Your camera's not on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Don't have a camera, but just wanted to be able to catch up with you guys and see what's going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Alrighty, well, it's 2:00. I don't want to have anybody wait any further. Let's go ahead and get this started. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, Alan. How are you? Just want to welcome you to our second Product Champions Corner. Thank you for joining us. And this is literally just for you, our Product Champions. This is only Coldwell Banker. And because I think you all have such a pivotal role being the Product Champions, it is your role to get everybody engaged and productive into Moxie. And we want to help you accomplish that. And I think each session that we do is going to be focused on one topic. We may have a couple sessions where we'll do maybe some panelists. I'd love to have Bob on and talk to us about how he does all of his training with his agents and helps move that needle, different things like that. I will be recording this. If you guys could stay on mute, and then, after each subject that our speaker is going to be talking about, if you have a question, you can feel free to unmute. You can also put any questions that you have in the chat. We have our lovely Lindsay Hammers, account manager extraordinaire, monitoring the chat today. And Anthony, where are you? How are you? When you're decorating your house with Moxie stuff, Colleen owners, we need an intervention, right? I'm telling you. And actually, Anthony, I was going to call you because I'd like to see if you would be one of my panelists for one of these future sessions as well. So if you could stay muted until we have the questions and whatnot. Also at the end, we're going to have our Ask the Expert. Hopefully Christine is on, our Moxie expert. Are you there, Christine? Let me look at the participants real quick. She's not on yet, but she will be. She'll join us. So let me start off. I'm going to share my screen real quick. There she is, our Moxie guru.
Hello.
Hello. Good to see you.
Good to
All
see
right,
you all.
I'm going to share my screen real quick. And I want to show you this. I remember when I showed Mr. Bob DeVore this, and he was a giddy man doing his happy dance. So if you go to our desk and you go to the left-hand side, marketing, and scroll down, here's some Moxie goodness right here. You've got the MoxieWorks engagement guide. which this is a flip book. You can actually flip through this. You can also, I would suggest that you download it. If you click right here, I can download it as a PDF. But as you click through this, it's sorted by each Moxie product. We've got a whole section for product champions and such. We went over this in the in last month's, but I just wanted to showcase that just in case anybody missed it. And then specifically, this is going to be your new best friend, especially after today. We're talking about the Moxie websites. This Moxie website guide, I think it's 76 pages, and it covers everything from brand spanking new into the websites, exactly what you're going, the whole setup from the beginning. This is for leadership, for agents, and for staff. And then it gets into, I'm gonna zip on down here. It gets into, how to activate your site, how to make it secure, doing a custom search and having that embedded into the page, creating custom content, how to use, how to take advantage of all the content that we, the brand, have created for you, and how to, implement that on your website. So with no further ado, I would like to welcome Miss Caitlin Spikes, who is our professional website guru with the brand. I'm going to spot you, Caitlin, I'm going to spotlight you, Caitlin. Let's see.
I feel so fancy if I'm on the spotlight.
Right? There we go.
Well, hi,
Take it
everybody. Hi. My name's Caitlin. I'm the product specialist for Moxie, one of the product specialists for Moxie, specifically on websites, but I'm slowly taking on Present and a few of the other products underneath my belt within the organization. Colleen wanted me to be on today to talk to you about 3 things. One being the website, Moxie website subdomains you can now request. The second one being the broadcasting of footers. And then the third one, Colleen, is the templates that Coldwell Banker has created. Do you have an order preference, Colleen, of what I go over first?
Why don't you do the broadcast footer?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to share my screen here. And can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Beautiful. Well, guys, so there's 2 different ways to do this because we like to keep things interesting and spicy that way. Is one, you can put in the request for your brand to do it. So Coldwell Banker can do this for you guys. But the easier and probably the faster way for you guys to do this is anybody who has a brokerage website can do this for their agents as well. So it's a nice way. I mean, I'm in the beautiful Lone Star State of Texas, so I like to use TREC and IIVS as my example as 2 required forms in my state. If you have agents and you need help doing that, you can now broadcast those and have those be on there for your agents. So just a really beautiful update here, guys. I'll put the link in chat. Moxie made this really, really wonderful detailed layout on here on how you can do those. You can do them individually for agents or for the entire group. And it's just a really nice, beautiful way to kind of keep that website up and to date and compliant and just have it be a nice one-stop shop for those. So I'm going to copy that link and drop that in chat here.
I don't know if there's is there anybody from Tennessee here? Because I know Tennessee is full of, you have to disclose this. And so that will be very, very handy for Tennessee folks.
Can anybody raise their hands if they've done this already? Ooh, we've got 2. We've got 3. I saw Bob wave. Now, how many of you guys enjoy, do you have any feedback on the tool?
Anthony said he hasn't broadcasted, but he made footers.
Excellent. Anthony's one of my troublemakers, Colleen. He's in another email chain with me. He's
him
trouble.
and
Bob, I'm starting to realize I'm going to have to pick on you sometime. Awesome, Philip. I'm glad it's helpful. It's just these little things like this, guys, they make a huge, big difference. So really thanks to Christine and her team for helping us get this up and going. The next one I'm going to show. No, you're not, Anthony. The next one I have for you guys is the requesting of website, Moxie website subdomains. Now, really where I can see this being a huge win, guys, is for anybody who had their website launched during early access and Moxie and anywhere pre-provisioned those URLs for you. Some people have been giving us the feedback from Coldwell Banker specifically that they're long, they're just a little bit confusing. And so I have some good news for you about updating those subdomains. Now, the two part of this that had me really excited was, yes, this is awesome. I could do, Coldwell Banker Smith Realty as my little subpart on those, have those be shorter URLs. The other plus side of this, guys, is just in case you have any agents who have that longer URL that was pre-provisioned on their social media or on business cards already, and they've already started marketing that. The good news is if you request that subdomain and you have that already live somewhere, this is just another forward to that. You can have up to 10 domains, right, Christine, up onto your Moxie website. So if it already is somewhere, it's just another added bonus for this. So really great step forward. Again, there's a few pieces on here that Moxie needs in order to complete that request. And then there is a custom request form on here, but you need to have a little bit of those informations for there. And Lindsay's fancy and already put them in chat. Thank you, Lindsay.
I see there's some people that have their hands raised.
I think they're
Mike
still
and
raised from
Marie,
my
it might be.
There's one. We're just so
It might
excited.
be.
We're just raising the roof.
I see Philip and Mike and Marie Edwards. Oh,
I'm sorry. I need to take it down. There you go. Okay.
it's like they're just high-fiving us. I love
I
it.
love that. I'll just take the virtual high fives. We'll just do this. My baby now high five, so it's great.
Oh, now Anthony, of course, has his hand up.
Oh, okay.
I'm
suppose
so-
Anthony.
I just got a quick question. So you're saying that this would be across agent sites, like if the agent themselves, or is this specifically related to the company brand site?
It's specifically the broker. So unfortunately, teams and such are not part of this request. It's specifically as a brokerage, you want to change that slug URL to something shorter and marketable. That's when this can be done.
Okay.
Good question.
I think that was someone else's question too. They put their hand down.
Going
Okay.
once, going twice.
All righty.
Well, I'll show the website templates in case anybody has anything else, or do you want me to pause for a second, Colleen?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm logged into an agent website right now, guys, to show you these templates. Coldwell Banker has broadcasted some really beautiful ones for you guys. I love them selfishly for the fact that if I was a brokerage or if I really wanted to have my site look unique, I would use any of these as my default homepage for those, just to give it another look and feel for those. Also the good news for any of you guys who are admin access to a brokerage site, you can broadcast your own templates and pages to your agents. So just another added awesomeness that just makes things even more fabulous. You can
And
also
that really,
broadcast.
excuse me, that really helps with your SEO.
Yes.
You know, and talking about your community, your lifestyle, and how you roll, and different, charity events that you support and whatnot. So that helps with all of that. Having that.
And the thing
custom page.
I'll say about the broadcasting specifically with the pages, they are done to tag back into the brokerage site. So it's not going to show up like 500 million times on SEO pages. It's not going to show indexed on 500 different agent sites. It's tagging that end of that tag to the brokerage site. It still stays unique on the agent's page, but it like builds on to the brokerage. There's a whole technical side of it that I'm not going to go into, but it doesn't hurt to have pages broadcasted on your local SEO, which I think is a huge win. Anthony Troublemaker has another question, I think.
I'm
Of
so sorry.
course.
Quick question. So we tried to do that for home pages.
Mhm.
Is that still not allowed?
So I think what you're going to have to do, Anthony, for those is that still is something that we're working through. For everybody who has context on those, you can't broadcast a page and then make that broadcasted page a home page, unfortunately. So Anthony, the workaround I'd suggest for those is to create those as templates and then make those broadcasted and then use those, and then you can customize them to your agent that way. It is kind of a fun little bug that I'm working through with Moxie.
Okay, thank you.
Christine, that's another rabbit hole we need to check a little bit more. We started it and then we had some. It's been a crazy 2023, and it's only a month in, everybody.
right?
But these beautiful pages, guys, you can go over here to the site pages, hit add new. You're going to do a custom page and hit submit. Another fun little trick I'll show you guys is if you want the back end URL of your of a page to stay locked. So let's say, again, I'm in beautiful Austin, Texas. So I'm going to say, make this maybe a welcome to Austin page. And I want that to be my URL. If I hit save as draft on that page, it's going to force that permalink of the URL to stay that welcome to Austin. So just a little trick for you guys if you want to keep that as a locked part. That's just a little trick there. And yep, Anthony is super. Anthony, okay, now he's just stepping up to me, Colleen. Now he's trying to be my friend. Well, I'm gonna launch the builder and I'll show this to you. I'm just giving you a hard time, Anthony. And I'm gonna go over here to the side. So what you're seeing here are the modules and everything that you can use to build in your own page. But if you want to use one of the templates, go over here to the template side. Moxie has their own built in for you, but if you want to take advantage of the ones that Coldwell Banker made for you, you'll go underneath brand templates, and over here you'll see all these built in here. So there's a couple built in here for the module library, which are ones that are a little bit more unique for the Coldwell Banker experience. But let's say you wanted to make one for like a community page. This one right here.
Go back and how you got there again. I just have a feeling there's other people that are like, how did you get there?
I went over here. It defaulted to modules. I go to the templates and I change that group from MoxieWorks templates to brand templates. I talk really fast, so I appreciate that. I tried to limit my coffee intake this morning. I don't know if it helps, but I did try, you guys. It's the trouble of me is I drink way too much caffeine, but I have a 9-month-old, so that's my excuse.
You got to keep up with her.
And Anthony, I will put in chat how to save and share this with agents because there is a really good link on the Microsoft on the Moxie forum to do that. Well, what you're seeing here, guys, is one of the templates. Again, you can completely change and repurpose these. So I could change this local communities thing to say, welcome to Austin. I can add in my own text here. I can add, delete. I can do whichever pieces I want on here that really make it wonderful. These buttons.
Can you change that big main photo?
Exactly. I mean, you could go and use any royalty-free images. Maybe you have an old listing you want there instead. I go downtown Austin all the time with my little sisters because there's an awesome ice cream shop that we like to go to. That's apparently the best one to go to. That's apparently according to my 12-year-old sister. So that's probably what I would put in that picture. But you can really interchange delete sections that don't apply to you and really customize these to a beautiful capability. What I love is when you if you're making templates or you're using these, the button like the contact me is already going to push and put your information. So you as the user or your agents as the users don't have to update any pieces there. If you're wanting to add anything and you go over here to the add button again, and you go to these modules, you can add and drag any of these. I'll show you here as an example for the standard modules. If I go back here and I change it to the widgets, right here are some of those further default ones on there. So let's say maybe in my local community page, I want to add, let's see here, a featured properties module. I can drag and place that one maybe in this little community spot and have this community change its name to, you know, whatever my local market is. And I can change that property list to be my active listings instead. And it will filter those in on another dropdown. So just further ways that you can kind of customize, take advantage. But these templates are so beautiful, guys. Coldwell Banker worked so hard on these. But I'd love to see if any of you guys have or have not used these and if you have any feedback on them.
Show them a couple more that are available. Please.
Absolutely. Anthony's guys Bentonville ones as an example. My mom is there right now, Anthony, and she's like, you need to come see me. And I'm like, God, I need to. Colleen, my mom has a bunch of investment properties in Bentonville, and that's how Anthony and I got roped into each other. As I have to go there now and see the square. My mom's been begging me to go there.
I love it.
Well, I'm going to do this and replace this with an existing layout. So again, here's another one of those beautiful examples. So just another wonderful template that exists for you. I'll go down here. Let's see. And here's one about St. Jude's. I'm just going to replace these existing layouts so you guys can see those. Now,
Perfect.
Gracie, oh, I see Olivia has a question. Is there a way to headline a link to a new page without a new page having to appear on the? Oh, of course, there actually is. So Olivia, I'm happy to show that. Let me get to that first, and then I'll show Grace. Grace, I'll go back to you. So I'm going to go back to the website here. Now there are a few links, Olivia. I'll drop those in chat afterwards, but I'm going to show it to you live, and then I'll put a reference link for that as well. So if my internet will cooperate with me, I can show you these links. Pause for for technological issues. I may just have to put them in chat if my internet doesn't cooperate with me, because I want to leave other time to turn it back to Colleen. So while that's loading, I'm going to look at Gracie's question. For pages that have already been broadcast and shared, where do they go when they disappear from site pages? Some of our pages have been shared, are no longer showing on agent sites, and we don't know how to retrieve them. Are they still showing under your broadcasted page, underneath the brokerage page, Gracie?
Gracie,
If
you
they're
can
showing
unmute.
underneath the broadcasted pages, let me know. And if not, if you put in a ticket with Moxie, send it my way or put it in chat here, and I can follow up with Christine on that for you.
All right, let's go ahead with Olivia's.
Perfect. Well, Olivia's, here's a little bit for you. So you can add links on here using this links category. And this is where you can type those in and have them appear on those. You can also, I'm looking back at your question right here. Oh, perfect, Gracie. So I'll follow up with you and Anthony on that. If you want them to show without being in the site menu, this would be one of my references on those. I would encourage you to look at that. There's a couple really good sources for this on the Moxie support that I'll put in the portal as well. But I don't know why you wouldn't want to show in the navigation window. Will Moxie allow us to use WordPress apps eventually? We're working on a few different enhancements on these in order to have this be applicable. We have a lot of them locked, and that's partially for the good reason of the fact that there is just so many different plugins with WordPress that a lot of that's limited. But I would encourage you just to take advantage of the feature that exists now. And the reason being is the power behind the WordPress template is something called Beaver Builder. And if you haven't used this, I would strongly encourage you guys use this as a resource to try and see if there's anything you're trying to accomplish that can already exist in the template. It's a really powerful templated tool that I think any of the integrations that you could do, that you would want to do, you could already do with the template that exists currently.
I've never heard of that site.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Ooh, put that in the chat too, please.
Like if I wanted to have, oh, here's a really popular one, video background.
Ooh, that is popular.
If I wanted to add a video background for any of my stuff, they have full articles on how you can do this. Now, some of these are like a little bit limited on this. Please go ahead, sorry.
No, somebody was sneezing. I said, bless you.
Okay. But I would encourage you guys, I've spent hours looking through this Beaver Builder as background things for those. It's a dangerous but fun hobby of myself that I like to go down. But with that being, is there a timeline for when coldwellbanker.com will be updated with our new sites? Mike and Marie Edwards, this is in the process of the brand.com team. They are currently working through updating some of those URLs. I know that Zap's retirement is happening this week across the brands, and so there is some timelines with updating those URLs.
Just sunset. No, read only. Read only.
So there is a timeline where certain pieces are going to migrate over, but the exact structure of those is not in my department anymore. But I can put the email address of the person who would be a contact to help Colleen get answers for that.
They're actually, you're gonna start, I think it's at the end of February and the beginning of March. You'll start, you'll see something where we'll give a little teaser of here's a little taste of what the new site's gonna be till you can poke around in it. I think they'll have the search functionality in there, so you'll be able to have a sneak peek of it. And then I think they're gonna keep revealing, more and more things on it. I anticipate it. I think I'm hearing mid-year.
Okay. Many of our agents are very proud of their new Moxie sites, and they really want their sites to be on coldwellbanker.com, and so we get that question constantly. When can they see their new site on Coldwell
I would
Banker?
make sure that the information for their URLs is in Dash and in CB Homes admin and all the fields that's appropriate for the time being. And as that's being addressed, I can tell you that it is a very important thought about how those sites are going to pull from the brand site.
Okay. All right.
I think it's going to be for the agents. I think it's going to be more of a landing page, and then they'll have a spot where they can, type on there that's hyperlink. Come visit my personal website here, and that can drive them to their Moxie site.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Or are we ready for Ask the Experts?
I do have an update about the Move Meter widget. That is something that I did see being worked on with the Coldwell Banker team, and they were aiming for end of quarter 1. So I would expect us to hear an update pretty soon about the Move Meter update. There is a module that exists in the Moxie library. So if you look under those templates, there is a workaround currently in place, but the permanent redirecting of that Move Meter is being in the works for end of quarter.
See, Anthony asked, when do Zap sites go offline? I don't know, but they would never take those off until the new brand site is up and running 100%. So it could be mid-year, could be, third quarter, could be end of the year. Not quite sure. But so just think of them as still running parallel with your Moxie site. It's like you're having double the exposure. All right. Does anybody, we have the fabulous Christine Gray, our Moxie expert. Does anybody have any questions for her? Bob, seriously, nothing? You're muted.
I keep learning new things each and every day because I go in and play for a couple hours every single day. And just, I'm giddy. That's all I can tell you. Just literally giddy.
Well, I love your sign, so I need one of those.
Right? Anybody else have a question? Wow, this happened last time too. Maybe I should have pitched it as Stump the Moxie Guru.
Anthony said he has a few.
Okay. Oh, wait, let's see. Darla, are there any templates like Zap had? Also, is the Coldwell Banker app coming back? I don't know the app. No, I don't believe it is. I will say, I think the app was I heard a lot that the app was quirky. Any templates like Zap had?
I hope not.
Thank you, Bob.
But since you're pushing for questions, I had the contact form. I found a couple of go-arounds for the contact form because it's been a plaguing issue for us. So I'm just kind of curious, because this is truly Stump the Expert. In other words, like we have a relocation department, we have a recruiting department and everything else. And on the brokerage website, it was really, really difficult to be able to redirect that to any place but the one place. And of course, when you have multiple offices, it's not really conducive. But I did discover that if you, the widget that is the Contact Us, you can actually go in and edit with your own email, phone number, and actually start to send it off, which was a big hurdle for us. And I had to find it the hard way. So, you know, I that's why I play with it every day, because I got to learn something new, and then I got to remember it tomorrow, because if I eat lunch and go to sleep, there's no guarantee.
Thank you, Bob. I see Thomas has his hand up. Thomas, do you want to unmute? Maybe I can unmute him. Do you want me to unmute? Nope. Okay. We'll go to the chat until Thomas can unmute. Caitlin, I see you're answering some of the questions.
Okay, I think I just unmuted. Can you hear me now?
Oh, there's Thomas. Yes.
Okay.
How can we help you?
I'm not very familiar with Teams. I absolutely hate it, actually, but that's it's okay. You guys like it, so we'll use it. I want to know why neighborhood news doesn't seem to work on the company site. I put it in there, and I go to the site. Now it hasn't launched yet, so maybe that's part of the problem. But neighborhood news, I think, is one of the neat things about it. And you know, people can go in and actually select that. It doesn't seem, whenever I go to use it, it says that it's not. It just kind of, I get a little, you know, dead thing. It doesn't indicate that it works. Can you? Anybody know why that is?
Have you connected Engage on the brokerage website
I have
account?
not engaged. That might be it. I don't know.
Yeah, that will be it. Yes.
Okay.
So
I haven't engaged it yet, because I'm still waiting for we still got their Zap site up, and I'm not sure I want to replace it, because I want to use the same URL that I use for the Zap site on that one. So I kind of want to wait till it goes away so I can put in the new one. But that's why it's not working. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, so you have to connect Engage, the CRM on that website account. If you don't connect that account, then the neighborhood news won't work.
It won't work. Also, the pages seem to load really slowly. Is that also because of that? I mean, when I go to view the page, I try to click on something. I mean, a lot of people would go away by the time they finally get to it. Is that just something I'm experiencing, or is it anything to do with my system? Is a new system, so it works really fast.
Yeah, so you'll want to make sure any images you utilize are compressed. If you're using large files, that would slow down the site, also large videos. So just making sure that they're optimized for web will ensure that the site works appropriately.
Okay. Okay. All right, thanks.
All right, I think we had, let's see, there were a couple more questions in here. A contact to discuss advertising within Moxie for multiple offices. A little more description. Let's see. And then next, Sharon has, do we have the ability to see where buyers are looking? Zap, we could see each property. If they're like faves and saves, you could see them if they're a one of your people, one of your peeps, and Engage. Right, Christine?
Yep. Yeah. So as long as they're set up with a faves and saves account, then you'll be able to see like what they're liking. So you can see that.
Okay. Oh, I see we are 2 minutes over time. I'm going to take the questions and make sure that they were all answered. And if they were not, we will get you the answers and we'll put that in our recap. I know Christine had another meeting. She had to jump. And if there's, I'm going to send out this recap. I'm also going to include all of you on my weekly product update. I send it out every Wednesday, and I was holding off last night on sending it out to our product champions because I thought there might be some new people on here and wanted to gather all the registrations, and I'm going to include you on that. And it's about all of our products with a heavy emphasis on Moxie. So I'll send that out. If you have any topics, specifically about Moxie that you would like to hear, next month I was thinking focusing on more Engage and some of the campaigns. But if there's a topic that you'd like to discuss, that you'd like to hear about, let me know. Just respond to the email that I'll be sending you, that recap email. And I thank you. Let's see, send me your email and I will send you a screenshot of where to end. Okay. We will see you next month, hopefully. Alrighty. Sounds good. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining us.